This is my review of the Monkees Present. It was released in 1969. I'm not going to bother with the producers because like every song has its own producer and it would take too long. So you can look it up for yourself on the Google machine if you feel like it. So this is another three-person Monkees album. It's the only, I think it's the only one out of their like original run of albums that I don't have on vinyl. I just have this CD copy that I got in the box set. This is probably one of my least listened to Monkees albums, and I think that kind of just comes down to like one song really. Because when I think of this album, I always like think of one song in particular, which I'll get to, and that's like it's not a good thing. So yeah, this album, I think I haven't listened to it as much as I should have really. There's a lot of stuff on here that I do like. But for a long time I just always didn't listen to this album because it just made me think of one song. But in a lot of ways this album kind of reminds me of Instant Replay. It's another one where I like a lot of the songs on it, but not a lot of them really reach the level of like where they would be one of my top 10 Monkees songs. But I do feel like this one is a little bit weaker in some of the song choices. It opens with Little Girl, a song by Mickey. It's not one of my favorite opening Monkees songs, but I do like it. I think it's pretty catchy. It's got this cool guitar part, that kind of like fast part that just gets stuck in my head. Usually when I think of this song, I think of that guitar part. I think Mickey's vocal's pretty good. So it's a good, decent opener. Not my favorite song that they open an album with though. Second track, Good Clean Fun, Mike's song. This one kind of always throws me off because the title has nothing to do with what the song's talking about, so I look at it and I can't remember what it is. But there is kind of a funny story behind the title. I guess one of the like record executives told Mike that he should write more songs about good, clean fun, so he just called the song Good Clean Fun. But this one's a highlight for me. Really catchy song. Got some cool banjo in it. I like the bass part. Mike's vocal's good. Just a cool countryish track, kind of showing the direction he was going in. The third track, If I Knew, is by Bill Chadwick and Davey. It's sung by Davey. This one's kind of a slow ballad. It's fine, but it's not really like a highlight for me. It's just one of these songs that's just kind of there, which I feel like on this album for me, it's the Davey songs that are the weak songs, and usually like I'm a pretty big defender of Davey. He's the one that people tend to like to kind of like to crap on his stuff, but I really do tend to like most of his songs. This is the only album really where I can think of where I'm like, yeah, his songs are the weakest group, and it's not even really that I think this song is that weak. There's just like this song and another one that he has on here. Where they're just sort of there, like they don't really leave any impact on me. I don't have strong feelings towards them one way or the other. Like while they're on, they're fine, but I wouldn't like choose to put them on their own if I wasn't listening to the whole album. So yeah, if I Knew, not bad, but not one of my favorites. Fourth track, Bye Bye Baby Bye Bye, Mickey's song, written with Rick Klein. I think this one's a really cool song. It's catchy, it's got some cool guitar, Mickey's vocal's great. I feel like, for me at least, I think Mike was my favorite songwriter of the group, but I think that Mickey was also just really, really good. He has a lot of stuff. When he did write songs, he usually wrote really good ones. The fifth track, Never Tell a Woman Yes, another Mike song. This is kind of a weird story song. It took me a while to get into it, but I do really like the stuff that's going on instrumentally with the music. Kind of an older, one of those like older timey sounding songs that he liked to do. I like the lyrics are this weird kind of story. He sort of like sings it. One of the longer songs on the album, but I like it a lot now. It took me a while to get into it, but yeah, it's entertaining. I think Mike's performance is good. So that's kind of a minor highlight for me. The sixth track, Looking for Good Times, Voice and Heart song. This is probably my favorite Davey song on here. Sounds like it was kind of an earlier song, I would bet, or recorded earlier. I'm not sure if that's right or not, but it sounds like it was. I think it's catchy. Davey's vocal's good. The instrumental stuff's good, so I like that one. The seventh track, Ladies Aid Society, Another Voice and Heart song, and this is the song that kind of ruins this album for me. It's the one that I always think of when I think of this album. This is just one of those songs where like I can't say it's good. There's actually like I do think it's kind of catchy at points. Like the chorus is horrible, but it's kind of catchy. The verse is not quite as bad, but it's also kind of catchy. This is just like it's such a cheesy song lyrically. It's one of those songs you would never want to hear anybody hear you listening to it. It's like even Davey's vocal just sounds like he doesn't want to be there. So yeah, this song's just like it's catchy, but it's a terrible song. I could never say it was a good song. And so that kind of drags the whole album down a little bit for me because it just sticks out as such a weird, kind of bad song that I just always think of it when I think of this album. The 8th track, Listen to the Band, another Mike song. This is a favorite, probably my favorite song on the album. It's kind of short and a little like repetitive, which usually bothers me, but I just like it because I like the parts that repeat. I like the instrumental stuff going on in it. Mike's performance is good. There's a live version of it from some TV show that I kind of like a little bit better than the album version. 9th track, French Song, is by Bill Chadwick. It's sung by Davey. And this is another one that's kind of like the first Davey song on the album where it's just kind of there. Like I don't have strong feelings towards it one way or the other. I probably wouldn't put it on its own, but while it's on the album, it's fine. It's kind of not the most interesting song, a little boring, but I don't really hate it or anything. It's just kind of there. The 10th track, Mommy and Daddy, another song by Mickey, sung by Mickey. This is another real highlight for me, just catchy. Mickey's performance is really energetic, great. The lyrics are pretty entertaining. They're kind of strangely political for the Monkees. I mean, I guess Mickey kind of always got into a little bit of his like hippie stuff with some of his like Zorn, Zam, and some of his song choices, but yeah, the lyrics are just, they're entertaining. They're a little dark for a Monkees song, so that one's a real highlight. The 11th track, Oklahoma Backroom Dancer, sung by Mike, written by Michael Murphy. This one I like. It's a kind of country-ish. Mike's performance is good. Fits in with his other stuff on the album. So I like that one quite a bit. And then the album closes with Pillow Time by Janelle Scott and Mike Willis. This one's sung by Mickey. And I don't know, it's kind of a goofy song, but it's catchy. Kind of reminds me of the Beatles doing Good Night on the White Album, because it's I don't know, kind of like a lullaby type song. But yeah, I don't know, it's silly. I like the instrumental stuff that's going on. It's kind of old-timey. It's catchy. Mickey's vocal's good. So it's a kind of a cheesy song, but a pretty good closer. Monkees Present, not my favorite of their albums. I think that it's got some good stuff on here. But the highlights on it aren't like as high as on Headquarters and Pisces Aquarius and Birds, Bees, and Monkees, like those albums. I think that the real weak tracks on here are the Davey ones. There's only one that I really like, two that are just kind of there, and one that's bad. I think all the Mike and Mickey stuff's good. So I think that for me this is like one of their more uneven albums. I still think it's good. I still think it's got a lot of stuff on it that's worth hearing. But this isn't one that I would like start with if I was trying to get into them. I think it's one of the ones that's better to kind of save for later. So it's still a good album and I recommend it, but it's a little weak in places.